Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 90. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 16th of October 2013. Beginning as usual with my first 5, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, Uncanny X-Men number 13. X-Men Battle of the Atom Part 8. Wolverine, who just lost his healing factor, takes a mortal hit, and a surprise ending that changes everything in the X-Men event of 2013. Senior editor Nick Lowe recently explained the conflict with the future X-Men. Quote, "These are the future X-Men from a really awful future. Now, are they all Boy Scouts? The X-Men rarely are, even today. They aren't exactly like the X-Men of today, I'll tell you that much. They've been forced to make a ton of difficult decisions in a rough place." Close quote. He went on to mention one character in particular, the grandson of Charles Xavier. Quote, "He's very much a product of his environment, but yes, this is Charles Xavier's grandson. You have to remember Charles wasn't always a warm and fluffy guy. He could be very hardcore at times." Close quote. At number 2, we've got Invincible number 106 with the solicit, "Who's Stronger?" Series writer Robert Kirkman told about the future for Invincible at the New York Comic-Con Skybound panel.
But there's a lot of big things coming in Invincible. Things are going to be changing quite a bit. The book is going to get a little darker, a little more violent, if you can believe it. And there's going to be some pretty high stakes and some really cool changes coming. So if you've been with the book for 106 or whatever issues that have been out so far, there's a lot of cool stuff coming. So that I think nobody's going to expect. So be on the lookout for some crazy stuff.
Except you just told them to expect it. So.
Oh, they still won't be expecting it. That's how crazy it is. Don't worry.
Cool.
I can tell you what it is right now, and
I know.
Still be like, what? That really happened?
At number 3, we've got Superior Spider-Man number 19, Necessary Evil concludes, the moment that changes the world of Spider-Man and the Marvel Universe for years to come. Which Spider-Man is responsible for such a thing? Spider-Man 2099 or the Superior Spider-Man? Major developments for both Spider-Man's cast and for the future. Series writer Dan Slott explained the personality of Spider-Man 2099 Miguel O'Hara. Quote, "He's the flip side of Peter. When Peter puts on the costume, there's something liberating in that. He can be this jokey, flippant guy that he isn't in real life. It's the opposite with Miguel O'Hara. He's very flippant and would confront people in a way that Peter normally wouldn't. When he puts on his costume, though, all the quips stop and he's all business." Close quote. Slott is pretty tight-lipped about the specifics of the changes from this issue, though. Quote, "All I can say is there will be a massive change to the world of both Spider-Man and the Marvel Universe." Close quote. At number 4, we've got Forever Evil, Rogue's Rebellion, number 1 of 6. The Rogues call no man boss, but a new evil threat might not leave them much choice. Will they fall in line or refuse and risk certain death? The answers will tear the Rogues apart. Series writer Brian Buccellato explained the ties to this series. Quote, "This series is absolutely tied to Jeff's main story and actually expounds upon events that occur in Forever Evil. The Rogues are a big part of this series, and the mini-series that I have the honor of writing allows us to take a look at how this new world order affects them. This is not to say that you would be lost if you read only one of the 2 series. They each stand on their own. But if you read them both, or all of the tied-in series, you would have a much more immersive, and dare I say, epic experience. As far as being tied into the normal Flash run, it's not. These events take place after Flash number 24. Close quote. And at number 5, we've got Justice League of America number 8, a Forever Evil tie-in. The Justice League of America is dead, but in the aftermath, one of the team's members uncovers the JLA's darkest secrets. Series writer Matt Kent explained his storyline. Quote, "It's about Stargirl and Manhunter and what makes them tick, and then sort of drawing them together in a crazy sort of road trip. They're traveling across the country and the world has ended. In a way, it's like a post-apocalypse with all the villains having taken over. And then these 2 characters are running across the world trying to make things better and save the day and figure out what happened. So yeah, instead of being a big team book, it's going to be showing the aftermath of Trinity War, then showing what happened to the rest of the Justice League teams, and then how these 2 escaped and how they have to work together." Close quote. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy number 7. With the mysterious Angela now on the team and the massive effects of affinity beginning to rise, the galaxy's most mismatched heroes find themselves at a crossroads. Plus, all covers feature a special digital variant cover activated by the Marvel AR app. At number 7, we've got Thief of Thieves number 17. Caravaggio, Picasso, Van Gogh. It's time for these legends to get acquainted with the real master, Redmond. but is even he daring enough to steal from the Mafia? At number 8, we've got Indestructible Hulk Special number 1, Part 2 of The Arms of the Octopus. Banner helps the all-new X-Men and Superior Spider-Man get to the mystery of Doc Ock, but before they solve anything, they're shocked by the return of the believed dead Abomination. At number 9, we've got Avengers number 21, Infinity Tie-In, Avengers Universe 4. The final battle for the Marvel Universe begins. The fall of a galactic empire, the rise of a new one. And at number 10, we've got New Avengers number 11, Infinity Tie-In, Building Worlds. The Illuminati travel to another Earth during an incursion, Thanos in Necropolis, the Builders on Earth. For the best of the rest this week from DC, we've got Batman and Two-Face number 24, The Big Burn Part 1 of 5. Two-Face's first epic in the New 52 sees Batman unraveling the mysterious connections between Harvey Dent's life and the origin of Carrie Kelly. Next, we've got Batman Superman number 4. It's the conclusion of the first arc in this series as one world dies and another lives. Plus, we discover why Superman and Batman have no memory of this tragic first adventure. We've also got Birds of Prey number 24. The birds are up against impossible odds as Canary must free her suddenly alive husband, Kurt, from Regulus, while Batgirl and Strix infiltrate the Basilisk compound. Next, we've got Justice League of America's Vibe number 8. Lost in another dimension, Vibe finds a shocking link to his home. We've also got Red Hood and the Outlaws number 24. Jason Todd now leads the League of Assassins against the Untitled and his former teammates, but the true power is within a Lazarus pit in the City of Assassins. What will it unleash? And we've got Supergirl number 24. Brainiac and Cyborg Superman fight for the fate of Kara Zor-El. And when the cosmic dust settles, wait till you see the secret behind the villains and their shocking connection to Supergirl. From Marvel Comics, we've got A+X number 13. A+X equals something altogether different starting this month. Half of this issue kicks off a 6-part story by Jerry Dugan and David Yardin, bringing A and X to a collision course with Captain America and Cyclops running an A+X number 13 to 18. The other half of the issue sees industry legend Howard Chaykin writing and drawing the sexiest story in A+X history with Emma Frost and Black Widow. Next, we've got Avengers Assemble number 20, Infinity Tie-In featuring the Uncanny Avengers. A giant naked man punches a Quinjet. An 8-year-old girl fights a centaur in the heart of an atom. Wonder Man's quest for peace. And that's just the stuff we can tell you about. We've also got Cable and X-Force number 15. Father and daughter are reunited as Cable and Hope's separate missions converge. Cable has finally solved one of the most vexing problems, but a dozen more are still on the horizon. There's no rest for the weary as Hope, Cable, and the rest of X-Force converge to tackle an ominous new threat. Next, we've got Fantastic Four number 13. The Fantastic Four end up where we started, literally, trapped in an entire universe controlled by Dr. Doom. Has old John Storm been right all along? And Reed and Sue make a fateful decision that will change the lives of the whole Richards family. Next, we've got Hawkeye number 13. Fraction and Aha continue the surprise comic hit of the century. After a lifetime of decisions, both good and bad, Clint and Barney Barton have to realize they are brothers, and ultimately, they're the only ones who can save one another. I mean, if they don't kill each other first. Good luck with that, Barton brothers. And we've got Hunger number 4 of 4, The Beginning of the End. Has Rick Jones failed to stop Earth from destruction? The death throes of a universe. A hero reborn? The road to cataclysm starts here. From IDW Publishing, we've got Star Trek Con number 1 of 5. Shall we begin? Don't miss this all-new miniseries event, overseen by Star Trek Into Darkness writer-producer Roberto Orci. Witness the shocking origin of Khan Noonien Singh from his earliest years through his rise to power during the epic eugenics wars. Behold the events that led to his escape from Earth aboard the Botany Bay. Learn the truth behind his reawakening by Admiral Marcus in Section 31. It's the origin of Star Trek's greatest villain, only from IDW. From Image Comics, we've got Morning Glories number 33 with the solicit Distance. And we've got Nowhere Men number 6 with the solicit Thinking the Unthinkable. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Bloodshot and Hardcore number 15. Post-corporate warfare just got a whole lot deadlier. Trapped in an enemy stronghold, Bloodshot has been broken, dismantled piece by piece, nanite by nanite, by the Harbinger Foundation's most disturbed minds. But when Bloodshot's signal goes dark, who can the Black Ops military contractor known as Rising Spirit bring in to recover its most expensive soldier? Time to call in Hardcore. And we've got XO Manowar number 18, Toward the Future, Toward Unity. With his nation-state of Dacia fortified in the eastern Hungary, XO Manowar has bent the world to his will. but he will not stand unopposed. With the assembled forces of the United Nations and NATO primed to assail the newly founded homeland of the Visigoth people, the man inside the indestructible Manowar armor is about to find himself more vulnerable than ever, and with everything he holds dear on the threshold of a terrible turning point for the Valiant universe. Out in trades this week, we've got Mind the Gap Volume 3, Out of Bodies trade paperback, L. Peterson Must Die, Long Live L. Peterson. The history of the truth of what Jarrus and its connections to L are exposed. With the memories of what put her in the coma returned, L faces the greatest decision ever. Life, death, or forever stay in the garden. She has only moments to decide, and what she does will not only shock you, but will change the course of everything. Collects Mind the Gap number 11 to 15. Next, we've got Bloodshot Volume 3, Harbinger Wars trade paperback. In the deserts outside Las Vegas, Bloodshot is banded together with Project Rising Spirit's most dangerous escapees. But when the Harbinger Wars erupt all around them, can he shape these superpowered children into a force for good, or are they too far gone? He'll have to find out the hard way as the opposing forces of PRS and the Harbinger Foundation descend on all sides, bringing about a crucible, the likes of which the Valiant universe has never seen. Collecting Bloodshot number 10 through 13 by acclaimed writer Dwayne Swarzynski and legendary artist Barry Kitson. Jump headlong into the uncompromised action of Valiant's first crossover event right here with an all-new standalone story arc that will redefine the weapon, no the soldier, no the hero known only as Bloodshot. And we've got Joker Death of the Family hardcover. After having his face sliced off 1 year ago, the Joker makes his horrifying return in this new epic that stars Batman's network of crime-fighting allies. While the Joker threatens the existence of Gotham City, these heroes and villains must find a way to survive in stories from Batman number 17, Catwoman number 13 and 14, Batgirl 14 through 16, Batman and Robin 15 through 17, Nightwing 15 and 16, Detective Comics 16 and 17, Red Hood and the Outlaws 15 and 16, and Teen Titans 15, plus pages from Batman 13, Batgirl 13, Nightwing 14, Red Hood and the Outlaws 13 and 14, Suicide Squad 14 and 15, and Teen Titans 14 and 16. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available, and I broke out all the Marvel titles this week on their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video with the top independent publishers. You can find them all on my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com, and we'll also have links up on theleagueofnerds.com, our Facebook page, so be sure to like us there too. And of course, you can follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, or Twitter. You can find links to everything in the About section at he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.